To see you. So reports that Tuesday's strike targeting Hamas leaders in Doha is now making officials in Qatar reconsider their role as mediators in ceasefire talks over Gaza.
Yes, they are reconsidering, and they've referred to Israel as an enemy state, and they're trying to organize all the Gulf nations for this summit to condemn Israel, or possibly to organize, so far undefined, but a regional reaction or retaliation against Israel. But they haven't completely pulled out. They have not said we refuse to be part of these negotiations. They seem to be walking a wary line. One interesting thing is that we hear that Qatar is trying to persuade the United Arab Emirates to recall its ambassador from Tel Aviv. The UAE is the largest country that signed a normalization agreement with Israel 5 years ago. It just marked 5 years. At the time, this was considered a massive achievement for both Trump and Netanyahu, who were both in office at the time. And Prime Minister Netanyahu had to have known ahead of time that he was risking the Abraham Accords when taking this action, and also risking American anger. So while the U.S. is distracted with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, all eyes really are on Doha and how they may react.
Well, Noga, I also want to talk to you about what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been saying. He's just signed an agreement to push ahead with a controversial settlement expansion plan. What have you been hearing about that?
Well, interestingly, this is another kind of finger in the eye of the United Arab Emirates that has made it clear publicly in the last week to Netanyahu that if he in fact does announce any kind of sovereignty or annexation of the West Bank, any move that would actually prevent the establishment of a contiguous Palestinian state in the West Bank, that would be considered breaking the Abraham Accords on Israel's side. Today was a kind of symbolic ceremony. I have to say, Netanyahu appeared quite cheerful, very much playing to his base. He engaged in a very lighthearted, it seemed, back and forth with the public. He declared there will never, a Palestinian state will never rise, and someone from the public yelled sovereignty, which has sort of become a code word for annexation. And he said, I hear you, this kind of back and forth. For now, no concrete steps have been taken, but very much, and in both respects that you've asked me about, we see Netanyahu appears willing to risk what he has described as his greatest diplomatic achievement in order to keep his base, his political base, on side.
Noga, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed. Noga Tarnopolsky reporting live there from Jerusalem.